Okay, I already know exactly what you're thinking. So, you're wondering how exactly are two jars and a bunch of paper clips going to put any kind of money in my pocket or yours? So, it goes back to the story I heard. I'm kind of ad-libbing because I don't remember it word for word, but there was a salesman, and he basically put a bunch of paper clips in a jar, 120 of them, and for every phone call he made for that day, he moved one of the paper clips to the other jar until they were all into the other jar. Now, it's not necessarily the paper clips that made him the most successful salesman in his company. It was the fact that he had a visual representation of how much action he was taking. So what I'm doing here is I have a blog. There are certain actions that you have to take to make that blog successful. I put 300 paper clips in one of these jars. That would be this one. Yeah, there are 300 in there. Well, 299 because I took one of them out. So there are 300 altogether. And what I'm going to do is every time I complete my blog checklist, there's a list of 23 actions that need to be taken for each blog post you post. And in order to turn your blog into an authority site. And every time I complete a full cycle of a checklist on each blog post, I am going to take one of these and put it over here. Now, I just did the first one. I actually had about 9 or 10 of them up already, but I didn't put any of the paper clips in the other jar because everything on the checklist has not been completed. So you can't go into it half-heartedly. So I'm going through the ones that I already posted to get them up to speed. I just completed the first one a few minutes ago. So this is paperclip number one. The reason I chose 300 is because I'm a big fan of the movie 300, and I figure by the time I put 300 of these in there, I will have a fully complete website, a full authority site, and each blog post will be like a fully trained soldier just going out there to make me money. So you can feel free to use this strategy if you want to. It's worked for a lot of people. It's called the paperclip technique, and it actually does work. It's like you got a visual representation of how much action you're taking. I would recommend, if you're going to link any actions to these paper clips, you link the ones that make you money. That's called IPA, income producing activity. That would be actions, any action related to putting you in front of a customer. So like writing a blog post, that's not income producing activity. But promoting it on social media or an email list, that's income producing activity. But in my case, I know every step of the process is important. So instead of just going with the income producing activities, I have one paperclip that represents completing the full checklist from start to finish, all 23 steps. Um, so if you're curious to see those 23 steps and make money with me, you're welcome to join me. There'll be a join link. You can actually join for free, actually. There will be one underneath this video, depending on where you're looking at it. If you're looking at it in a blog post, it'll be somewhere on the blog post. If you're looking at it on YouTube or anywhere, it'll be somewhere within the post. So I will see you on the other side.